So right now I'm actually going over to Osaka.
Okay, let me pause right there. So the plan is to go to Osaka and stay at a $21 internet cafe for the night in the heart of Dotonbori, which is Osaka's neon-lit entertainment and food district, which may or may not be a disastrous idea. But I mean, for $21, how much could you possibly expect? So we turn on our Pokemon Go catcher just in case we catch a shiny, and of course, as soon as we get on the bus, we actually do. Now with that, we leave the city getting a roadside view of Fukuchiyama Castle, a castle built in 1570, destroyed in 1873, and rebuilt in 1986 for your viewing pleasure. Now for our 70-mile journey, we go through tunnels and past beautiful mountains until we reach our final destination, this vending machine.
Well, I just made it to Osaka, and I don't know why, every time I come to Osaka, it's just raining. So I've got this umbrella here.
And with that umbrella in our hand, we start making our way through town to get to the internet cafe. Eventually, right as it starts to get dark, we make our way to the center of Dotonbori, the place in which the famous Osaka man resides. We then find our way to the internet cafe and ride the elevator up to the 6th floor. Then, finding our way to the front desk, we check in. And here are the prices of the internet cafe. As you can see, they are based on how many hours you will be here. Then finally, we make it to our room, which, as you can see, is very tiny. So tiny, in fact, that I can barely fit inside this thing. But hey, again, I'm not expecting much for $21, which is probably why there's a literal glass door on the wall where anybody walking by could see me. Now, they did have options for what kind of rooms you could get. If I paid a little bit more, I could have gotten the VIP room, which has an actual door and a key card to open the room. However, I chose this option, which in hindsight might have been a mistake. I mean, I do have to sleep here tonight. Anyway, let's see what they have to offer. Well, there's a coat rack. There's a light that took me way too long to find. There's also a little lockbox that fit my backpack inside, and you can set the code yourself, so it's pretty secure. There's a box of tissues. Yeah, let's not think about what that's used for. I also found a blanket that was definitely too small to actually be comfortable, but it is a blanket. Then there's what I thought was a pillow. However, after closer inspection, we discovered that it's a folding chair, which is incredibly unlucky because I don't see a pillow inside my little cubicle, and this is incredibly hard, so I might have to sleep without a pillow, which is not ideal. Also, the floor is made of these mats, which is surprisingly just comfortable enough for me to sleep on. Then of course we have the computer, which also, surprisingly, is not dirty. I was kind of expecting it to be covered in all kinds of nasty things. And it was at this point I realized that there are menus. Yeah, internet cafe, more like internet and food cafe. Am I right? The first one is a one-sided pamphlet that has french fries and a burger. I'm guessing this is like their recommended items menu. The second one seems to offer a wide variety of food like french fries, ramen, chicken katsu, curry rice, and things like that. And the final paper we get is this pamphlet I believe is teaching you how to use the computer. Then we get these headphones that actually sounded pretty good. I listened to Gangnam Style by Psy because that's the first thing that popped into my head. I don't know, don't judge me. Then I took a closer look at the computer. I think you're able to order food directly from this little menu on screen, but again, I don't even want to try. Then there was a menu that told you how much your bill currently was, because this place is hourly. As I clicked around, I tried my best to understand what was going on here. It looked like you could read manga, watch TV shows or movies, or even adult films. Yeah, but good luck with that because you have a glass door. I stepped outside and found gotcha machines. Nice. But then, I found my saving grace, blankets and square pillows. These are literally going to save my life tonight because I cannot sleep without a pillow. After taking a few of these back to my room, I go and check out the other floors. This is where I found an ice cream machine and a large selection of drinks. The drinks and ice cream are free and unlimited, so you can have as many as you want. I also noticed that there were some kind of weird recipes for mixing these drinks, so I thought I would try one. If I mix real gold and Coca-Cola, we get something called a real golden Coke. I know, really creative name, right? So I tried it out and it tasted like Mountain Dew. I don't know how, I don't know why, but somehow they made Coke taste like Mountain Dew. Then, of course, I made myself some ice cream because I had to do the taste test on the ice cream. And it was good. It was creamy. It kind of tasted like a premium version of the ice cream you would get at a cheap Chinese buffet, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, for now, enough about the amenities and the internet cafe. Let's talk about location. Right when you walk out of the elevator and outside the building, you're immediately in the heart of Dotonbori, where you can find whatever you want. Want a giant cow wearing a kimono? I got you. Want a giant bull dangling mere feet above your head? No problem. How about an old-style carnival game with a big green dragon? Checkmark, we got it. Can I interest you in a giant crab? Delicious. Did you ask for a giant baby holding a tray of every fried food that the mind can imagine? Easy, it's here. Or maybe just a simply beautiful ocean-themed restaurant. We got that too. But for me, I chose this place, the Crying Ramen Dragon. Why is this dragon crying, you might ask? Well, in 2024, he had his tail cut off. After a real estate company filed a lawsuit claiming that the dragon's tail was encroaching into the land that they owned next door. The owner of the ramen shop chose to remove the tail of the dragon to avoid any legal issues. This is the day that the dragon began weeping tears of pain, for his tail had been lost forever. Anyway, I'm gonna eat here. You pay at this little vending machine and all the tables are outside right next to the crowds of walking people. This is what the ramen looks like. Delicious. Now, I want it on record that I've ate here a few times, including before the dragon's tail was cut off, and it's always good. It's good ramen. Anyway, did I mention that this whole area has a river running through it? Also, there is the world's first oval-shaped Ferris wheel. It's 2,000 yen to ride, and it's actually a good time. Did I also mention that this area is the best place to get takoyaki in all of Japan? Anyways, enough of that. I made it back to the e-cafe and grabbed one of those square pillows and blankets that we found before. My plan was to make a MacGyver pillow, which I think I did a good job at. Then it was time to go to bed. So I've never slept at a place where literally anybody could just walk in on me or just watch me through the glass window. I kind of felt like a monkey at a zoo. But beyond that, I found it very hard to sleep because all I could hear all night were footsteps. Yeah, this place is definitely not soundproof. When I eventually woke up at 6 a.m., I felt dead, but I felt like I got a good night's sleep. Somehow, surprisingly, through all the footsteps, I felt pretty good, like I slept alright. I then went to go see if I missed anything around the cafe. I noticed a telephone room, a room for taking phone calls. Which, if you're wondering why this entire video is voiceover, it's because you have to stay very quiet inside the e-cafe because the walls are made out of paper cheese. Next, I got some morning ice cream because free ice cream, why not? Then I went to go check out what the complimentary shower looked like. Which, it's not bad. It looked clean and they had free shampoo and body wash. There was also a phone on the wall for some reason. Not sure why you would need a phone in the shower, but there's a phone on the wall. Next to the front desk, where I found a little mini store where you can buy whatever your heart desires. But then I noticed bookshelves, and bookshelves did exist. So many bookshelves, in fact, that I almost got lost in the bookshelves. This internet cafe had so many manga all over the wall, I could only imagine how much this cost them. But with that, my time at the cafe was over. I go downstairs, exit into Dotonbori at 6 a.m. where all the crowds have disappeared, and all the shops are closed because almost nothing is open this early in Japan. I walk past the giant Japanese man staring me down, then the golden baby who serves deep-fried goodies. I see morning workers cleaning out the chaos from the night before. Eventually, I head up Family Mart, grabbing a morning monster and a sausage hot pocket. And that's when I saw it. A claw machine, with the little suit spirits from Spirited Away. I ran into action, checked my wallet, 3 coins, 3 attempts, line it up, drop the claw. Missed. Second try, line it up, press the button, and double win, let's freaking go. Could I be any luckier? I check my Pokemon Go. Bam! Another shiny. Win after win after win. But now it's time to head back home. So, was it worth it? That is, staying in a place like this. For 3,000 yen, about $21, absolutely. You get to sleep, shower, charge everything, use a PC, watch movies, drink all you want, eat free ice cream, and read manga. Sure, sleeping's not comfortable, but it's 100% worth trying once if you're visiting Japan. Like, why not? It's just a part of the experience.